What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. In this episode, we're gonna be going over heated floor and porcelain tile install, accordion door installation, and artificial turf sports field. Ant?
Yes, sir.
How was vacation?
It was a good vacation. I got to recharge my batteries. My batteries were definitely dead. And just back with the guys. Kicking it. Crack some jokes.
You get any new ones on vacation?
I met Brad Pitt's brother there.
What's his name?
Stu.
Stu Pitt.
Get it?
Oh. All right, so we're starting on our heated floor installation. First thing that goes down here is this underlayment that our heated floor element is gonna lay on top of. We have a licensed electrician that is gonna hook up the thermostat, but we're just gonna hook up the floor mat, so there's some testing involved. We'll get to that in a little bit. Make sure that we're all good to go.
You got it, boss.
It's good to have you back, man.
It's good to be back.
The first step of our heated floor system are these foam insulation pads. That's gonna go underneath of our heating element, and it's gonna keep the heat rising upward instead of heating the slab beneath. Did you hear about the kid that swallowed all those Scrabble tiles? Nothing's happening yet, but this could spell disaster. Now it's time for the heating element itself. These come pre-assembled in a roll, so they're mapped out to the dimensions of the room. We have maxed out the square footage that we could do on one thermostat, so we prioritized which areas of the room we wanted to cover the most. All right, we have our heated floor element down. What Tom's doing right now is pulling our lead to the heated floor element through the conduit into where the thermostat's gonna go. An electrician is gonna hook that up for us, but we're just gonna set the leads there. We're gonna test the ohms one more time, make sure that everything is set up properly before we do our self-leveler. Anytime you're doing stuff like this, you wanna make sure that you have a good tester on hand, so make sure you never leave ohm without it. What ohms do we need?
18.3. 18.6.
All right, we should have this leveled up in no time. In no time. Well, you know, in the video,
quite a
it's
bit
only
of
gonna be like
time.
3 seconds. Because we'll cut to that camera, the time lapse. Tile time. Once we get moving, should go pretty good. A little bit tedious, but we'll show you some of the things that we do to make sure it stays nice and flat, even, and looks great. The tile that we're using here is a 12 by 24 porcelain tile, and we went with this neutral gray color so that it contrasts all of the white and wood tones throughout the room, and it doesn't have too much veining or busyness running throughout the pattern. What he's doing right now, back buttering the tile. It's a very, very important part of the process. You want full adhesion and full coverage between your mortar and your tile. So a good way to test that is you can set your tile, pick it back up, and you should see it obviously grabbing in all spaces. So you'll see like cones everywhere where it was pulled off of it. So if you still see your trowel lines there, that means that you don't have full coverage, you have a void, and you wanna back butter it a little bit more. That's how you lock it in.
For justice.
I'll show you how to mark this out, all right, Tom? Pay attention.
Don't include me in your...
Thanks. All right, so we got a notch around this door right here. We're gonna set this up right here with our gap. Make a little mark. We're gonna set it up here. Right there. Thank you. All right, so that's our notch right there. Tom, you wanna cut that for me? Thank you. We got our tile floor in, finished. It looks awesome, and now it should be smooth sailing putting in this aluminum bifold door, right?
Not quite.
Countered a little bit of an issue with the 2 layers of self-leveler that we ended up doing because of the heated floor that got added a little bit late. Our rough opening was a little bit too short, so we got to do some surgery work on this opening. Ant's already got this one down. I'm working on the other side, and we just took out this 2x that was going underneath. Our beam is actually tight to our top plate, so that's not in the way. We had just built this down. So we're gonna cut down about 3/4 off of these scabs to give us a little bit more working room for the door frame, reinstall our top plate that's gonna go above the door, and then start installing it. So a little bit of a setback, but hopefully we get this taken care of. We can get the door in today, keep on rolling. We got our new opening taken care of. We raised it up about 3/4 of an inch, so we should be good to go. We just have to figure out how to do this door. Stay tuned.
Good idea.
The frame installation went really smoothly, and once we got it level and plumb, we started installing the door panels. We worked from right to left, installing them one at a time, and they attach together, and that gives us that bifold accordion style. First set of doors is in here. Let me show you how they work. We've got our operable door on the right. Close that right up, and then these all fold together. So that's it. Goes from a whole wall open. You can close that up and just have one operable door. It's gonna be awesome for the summertime to open it all up when you're having a pool party, but it's nice for most occasions to just use this one side of the door. Our front door will be the same. What do you think? They look pretty sweet.
I think they look great.
They look awesome. We're gonna leave the plastic on for as long as possible just so we don't mess it up.
Because they're super expensive.
So over here, this was supposed to just be grass. We weren't gonna do anything over here besides a flower bed next to the addition, but like a lot of other things on this project, there was an additional add-on, and we're doing a turf area here. They wanna do like inflatable play things for the kids and water slides and all that kind of stuff. Grass would just burn out. Everything else would just be mud and messy, so decided to go with turf here. We're doing a Rocka border around everything, and then in here about 20 by 30 feet is gonna be our turf area, so we're gonna get that prepped. We'll show you how we do that as well. Pretty good. Check this out. All right, so we have all of our Rocka perimeter wall in. Now what we're doing to secure our turf, typically you would use about a 10-inch stake that goes into your base and holds the turf down. We're using a 3/4 clean base to promote drainage over here, so it's not gonna grab as well into this open graded base. These are the Deckorators mineral base sleepers. We decided to screw these to the Rocka, and then we can screw down our turf. It's gonna be a much longer lasting, reliable, secure connection to the turf. So I think it's gonna work out really well, and because they're mineral based, they're not gonna rot, they're not gonna go anywhere, and we'll be good to go. What we're using for our setting bed of the turf is actually stone dust. So you can see that here. It's essentially 1/4 inch stone all the way down to little fines. So it kind of stays together a little bit better, and it'll compact really nicely and stays a nice flat surface. This is our 3/8 clean stone. This is what we use as a setting bed for our pavers. This is a little bit too loose to do underneath the turf because we don't want to feel any of these little stones underneath your feet. You don't want to use this stone dust on pavers because it will retain some moisture, and that can lead to problems with your pavers and the surrounding area. You're getting pretty good with this thing.
Nice with it. Like a forklift.
Yeah, just like you're back at Lowe's. Think that's good. There she is, there's our turf. We're cutting this roll into 2 pieces, so we will have a seam in the middle, but I figured it'd be easier to roll this out, cut half of it, what we need, carry it back, and then do the other half, because it's pretty dang heavy. We screed out our stone dust just like we would our setting bed for pavers. And once we have it really nice and flat, we run the compactor over it to give us a really nice, solid, stable base. Make sure you add water, it's gonna help with that compaction. All right, we're ready to install our turf here. We have our weed fabric down. That goes underneath of our turf layer, over top of our screenings. Everything is beautifully flat. Really a nice surface that we have here, so I think this should go pretty easy. We'll just be rolling it out. We're gonna overlap it on all edges so we can cut it back later for a really nice clean edge. We will have 1 seam in the middle, so we'll show you how we handle that, but I'm pretty psyched. You psyched?
Oh yeah.
Jose, you excited?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Oh, this is not heavy at all. Beautiful. Finally, we're on to installing the turf itself. You want to make sure that it's rolled out nice and smooth, pulled tight, and there are no wrinkles. You can pull it back and cut it to size. Once it's cut to size, we're screwing it into our sleeper system with 3-inch exterior screws about every 6 inches around the edge. Now we have to seam these 2 pieces together, so we use a seam tape underneath, a glue, and then we fold it back on top of that, and we put in stakes every 6 inches on both sides of the seam, blow it out, broom it, and that seam disappears. Well, that's pretty much it for this vlog. We've got the turf done, the aluminum bifold doors, heated floor, and porcelain tile. This place is really coming together now, so make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, and until next time, this is Premier Outdoor Living.